So you can see here, I've got a couple examples, and we first talk about the and then we'll cover the or here in just a second. Now, one really important thing I want to note here is look at the symbol for the and. Notice how it is a dot. Now, it's really going to be counterintuitive because the symbol for the or is the plus sign. So x ANDed with 0, well, that's just going to be 0. Of course, same thing is going to apply for 1. X ANDed with 1, well, that's going to be 1. It gets a little more complicated when we AND x with x, but when we examine it, let's look at the gate here. We can see it makes perfect sense. X and x, it's x. Now, the same thing applies with the not, looking at the gate. However, when we have x and x not, it's just 0. Now, that should make sense because it's never possible with one input to have the same and its opposite. You can't do it. So, taking a look at the or examples we have here, things start to kind of line up. X ORed with 0, well, that's x. Now, when we look at our gate structure here, it makes sense because if we input 0, it doesn't really matter because x is going to be the dominant value here. Remember, it's one or the other. So when 0 becomes irrelevant, x dominates the gate, and there we go. Same thing applies for the second one, but you have to think about this for a second because it doesn't matter in this case what we provide for x because we have a 1 entering the gate. So the 1 will always dominate the gate, and hence the output will always be 1. So x or 1 is always going to be 1. So examining the third example here, we look at it and we see, oh, okay, well, we're feeding x into both of the inputs here. X or x. Well, logically, it's always going to be x. That's where we get the third example. Now, the last one, I don't know why I like this one, but I do, because when you give an OR gate both options, the answer is always going to be 1. It's like all-you-can-eat buffet. You always win. All right, I get it. I know, this stuff is boring. It's like super dry. But trust me, it is really important. Stick with me for the basics, and we'll enjoy the fun stuff later. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.